Let the buyer beware. The buyer beware. Sounds very ominous, doesn't it? You step close in, get people's attention. But honestly, you should beware. You should know what you're talking about. You should know what you're getting yourself into and have as much information as you can. Or at least the tinfoil hat side of things. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel today. We're only 750 subscribers away from hitting 16,000 subs. The race is on, guys, and thanks again to everyone who takes the opportunity to come check out my channel each day, hits that subscribe button, comments on what's going on, and to keep that magic conversation alive. And don't forget, at the end of the video, go play some Magic. It's like the greatest game. So what do I mean? Buyer beware. You know, if there's anything we've learned about Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, it's that they're going to make money. They got to keep the wheels turning. They're not really going to say sorry. They don't care if we're price sensitive, at least as long as it doesn't stop business. And they got to make money. Did I mention that already? Got to make money. So they are going to do what it takes as a company to keep the wheels turning. Understand that. Follow through with that. Check it out with any other company that doesn't make money. But here's what I mean. I'm going to show you the first one here. Nothing new. A lot of you guys saw this stuff, but here's Walking Ballista. Great card. Kind of broken. Then didn't get broken. Then better things came along, and now it's kind of back again. And here we have it from Kaladesh, as well as the new up-and-coming Secret Lair. And there you have it. It has a Kaladesh art frame around it. Okay? I want you to remember that. Kaladesh art frame. Do you know why that is? Do you think it's random that they decided to put the Kaladesh art frame around a card? No, it's not random. It's not an accident. They didn't throw it at a dartboard and say, what art frame are we going to use? That didn't happen. It'd be kind of funny if it did, but it didn't happen. They looked at the secondary market, the investment side of Magic the Gathering, and they looked to see where the money's going. It's going... Oh, look at that. Kaladesh. Look at that Soul Ring. Look at the cards from the Kaladesh inventions. Look how much those players like those cards. Interesting, right? Interesting. Now let's use a card that people like to use in Commander, Walking Ballista. Let's synergize these things, man. Money plus money equals, you guessed it, more money. More money. I feel like I'm watching that show In Living Color. Remember that one from the 90s? And I'm playing along in some kind of weird game show. It's more money, more about the money. And that's what it is. That's the easiest way to put it to you guys. They're not above doing this to anything. And I wish they didn't choose the inventions. I hope they don't choose the evocations. I hope they leave some of this stuff alone. But they never do. They've got to chase where the money is going. And they saw that the secondary market for the invention cards has not really been tapped into, not touched. So they're going to find ways to drive some of that revenue their direction. Even if they're not actually repeating cards yet, don't put that above them. They're going there. I thought they would leave the Kaladesh inventions alone and kind of follow in that vein over a period of time. But if they're willing to do this to this card, if they're willing to step up and use Walking Ballista as the launch point for this, then you need to beware. Buyer beware. Before you spend top dollar buying a card like this, before you jump in to a Kaladesh invention, Meekstone, Mightstone, the Soul Ring, which are epic and amazing, and they are collectible. But if Wizards prints them to oblivion or reprints the originals, which nothing technically stops them, it's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be bad. Every time Wizards does something like this, people lose faith. They lose just a little bit more of their soul for this type of collectible dies inside. I know it. I feel it. I feel it. Because some of these I thought were so beautiful. And I wouldn't be against them adding to the Kaladesh inventions in Kaladesh as a world, as a plane of existence, adding new ones when we go back there. But I think they did this wrong. I think they missed the mark. And this is what makes it worse. Let's go to slide number 2. Slide number 2. Ragavan. Nimble Pilfer. Up to this point, I'm pretty sure that all the Kaladesh inventions were artifacts. And at first glance, I thought Ragavan, Nimble Pilfer, where it says legendary creature. I almost thought I could see Artifact there because he's all like ghost white, looks kind of metallic in the background. He has the look of almost like an Artifact, but it's not. No. That's not what happened. The mistake we made was they saw money. Ragavan, the cute little monkey, Indiana Jones style, that says money to them. You take a card that's that kind of money, make it really hard to get, super hard, collectible, chaseable, neon ink style, serialized card style, and you give us the Kaladesh invention again. You give us that amazing outer frame, and you put that with the monkey, and not the symbol monkey, no, definitely not the Energizer Bunny, but you're giving us a great card, putting on an amazing background, and now it's going to sell. It's going to be worth money. It's going to drive value into the set that they're putting in. So smart. I honestly, as a person who follows MTG Finance every day, I should have called this. I should have seen this coming down the chute. I should be like, I've told you guys lots of times how they kind of play things out, and I didn't see it coming. Interesting though, because it's not like it's going to be, like a regular card in the set. It's going to be a special, on a special tray, a special tray. They're going to line this up. They're going to put so many copies in, but it is going to drive people to open those boxes. Because that Modern Horizons 2 card is not banned. It's still available. It's still playable. And that means the value's there. We covered it in the highs and low, the daily highs and low. We covered that card. We said, look at it. It needs a reprint. That part I'm right about. Here's the reprint. I told you guys, too much value, too much expense in that card. It needs a reprint, and there it is. And for those of you who doubt, like, oh man, you're always bashing on the reserve list. The reserve list is the reserve list. It's not getting reprinted. But these cards will. Buyer beware. It's going to get reprinted. And the day they reprint the reserve list, when they actually reprint it and put it into play, that's the nuke button. We're not there yet, not even close. But understanding how Wizards plays these things out in the financial side of Magic the Gathering, they are following the money. They're following the lure. Okay? The old Magic card lure, they're putting that on a basilisk and they're chasing it down saying, guys, look, come at me. Come at me, bro. And that's where the money is going. It's interesting. I can't help it. It's fascinating to see the lengths, the style, the ingenuity that Wizards of the Coast will go through to chase down profitability. When honestly, I think all they really have to do is explore new planes of existence, give us a strong story, and keep kind of an algorithm of power levels. You go too high, you go too low. They got to keep it. That's the problem. Like, when we step at this, before we end the video today, I know we're not the paper company right now, but when you look at this video and you watch up to this point, I want to harken back to a video, and that was Dominaria Remastered is doomed to failure. It doesn't matter in their fourth quarter if they said the sales were great. The set is doomed. It's a reprint set. It's doomed already. How many people are cracking those packs? Nobody. How many people are asking for a restock? Nobody. That set is doomed because it's a reprint set. Wizards, when they create new cards, when they give us new play styles and ingenuity, that's where they start stepping out and giving us something unique and awesome that we can go after. I'm not saying reprints don't have their place. They do. But it should be in a finalized, here is the print run and we're done. You know why you do it with a here's the print run and you're done? So players know how many could possibly be put back into the pool, right? It's like restocking the ocean with some fish. You don't want them to run too dry. You don't want that fish to go extinct. You got to keep people wanting it. So a certain amount has to go out. And the problem is the LGSs can still get stuck with Dominaria Remastered, as great as it is. And it will have a secondary market value somewhere down the line. But it's that idea that it was already doomed to failure in the sense it's not going to have continuous buying going on. Things are kind of at a regular pace. We got Phyrexial would be one. We're moving on to, of course, March of the Machines, which will be a fantastic setup. We've already seen the cards. You guys have watched other videos. I did a live stream on it. You can go to my live thing. I left that one up just to go over some of the ideas of what's going to happen. This is interesting stuff, guys. This is where we're at right now, and it really just shows where Wizards will go. They knew Dominaria Remastered would do like really well. Here, it's out the gate, it's awesome, but the money moved on. And that's what will happen with reprint sets. So don't get too tied up into the value of those cards or the idea, because they're coming around and get reprinted again and again and again. Wizards is dying to do that. But they're going to tie it in with cards like Ragavan. They're going to tie it in with new planes of existence, with new card mechanics that they can carry forward into the next big thing, which will be the next video coming up. We're going to talk about why Commander's actually in trouble and most people don't see it. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me on the channel today. A big shout out and thank you to all the fantastic patrons on my channel who make this content possible each and every day. Patrons, you rock. You know it's true. Nobody will ever forget you. You're immortalized on the Moxman's channel. Okay. You made it to the end. I'm going to give you a tinfoil hat theory. March of the Machines. When that set size is released, compared to the last 4 standard sets, and I bet you see it's about 37 to 52 cards short of the regular set size, because they're going to give us March of the Machines Aftermath, a micro set with 50 cards or whatever it is. But when you look at those cards, they probably should have been added to March of the Machines, but they realized they could separate it, make it like a micro set, almost like a micro transaction in a video game like Fortnite or Call of Duty, where you can spend a little bit more money. Remember like Ready Player One? You can spend some money to get some extra gear to help your stuff out, because it's all standard legal. Yeah, interesting stuff. Wonder if they've been reading some really good books lately. There's the theory. Welcome back to Dunder Mifflin, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Have an awesome day, man, and go play some Magic. It's a great game.